Okay, so last class we discussed about the operation of cylinder head, where we have seen the content, the respect to intake and some exhaust valve, where we used in we have seen in the cylinder, and we have seen the operation of the intake and exhaust valve. That is when valves is closed and when valves is opened, and what all the combustions are happening during the high pressures. Okay, then usually we seen that the valves are normally closed in a purple springs, and the time which it comes the open, the loop itself comes with the force, and it push upward against the one end uh, to move the bank so that the wheel start rotating there. Okay, so now if you see the wall operation mechanism, see as I told, some valve and shaft is been interconnected. Okay, uh, then see if I try to showcase with this example overview to this one. Okay, so see, this is one suspension which has been interact to connect between the valve and the shaft and valve here to make this chain to be push. Okay, so here some of the parts we are going to consider, that is the valve clearance, then exhaust valve and push rod. See, every time it is in flexible movement, when it's going to be get up automatically, the pipe is going to be uh, showcased towards the internal valve here. Okay, and the intake valve is going to be pushed to form the air pressure inside, and once it's been get rotated from up to downwards, the one rotations forms. Okay, and when rotation forms, the timing chain is clear. It has been interact with the shaft here. Then the respective air is going to be pressured out, and then one that is acting as one mechanical energy and is going to be converted to electrical concern to the movement of wheel. So like that, every mode of base it's start pushing warning, and we call it as the valve operation mechanism here. Okay, the intact one exhaust valve plays the important role to make that to be rotated. Okay, so see that what exact the valve actions is going to get. See, this is nothing but a complete mechanism is involved in actuating the inlet and the exhaust valve, that is in the form of opening and closing through the motion of different components that comes in the valve train. So, and it's used to drive the actuate the valve, and its cam rotates at off the speed of crankshaft in a four-stroke engine. The following components which are going to act in valve train is one is crankshaft, the trapped push rod, then rock arm and valves. This all related to in touch with this. Okay, the push rod, trapper, and crankshaft. Then see. Okay, so it's all being acting as the main parts for a operating mechanism we are involved with the valve. Okay, so the crankshaft, pallet, push rod, rock arm, valves plays an important role for a rotation. Okay. If you take go with the four-stroke cycle, so the first we'll consider with intake, then we'll go with the compression, then we'll go with the power, and we'll go with the exhaust. Okay, so we'll see what is intake, compress, power, and exhaust. So this is a four-stroke, one stroke with respect to intake, another stroke with the compression and power and exhaust. If you go with two-stroke, maybe the intake and compression is acting as one, and power and exhaust acting as a one. Okay, so this four parameters are acting as the four cycles to form a four-stroke engine here, that is intake, compression, power, and exhaust. Okay, let me see what is intake, combust, power, and exhaust. Okay, see, this is a four-stroke the cycle engine. Okay, see now whenever intake and exhaust is going to be invest, the air of pressure is going to move and it is get rotate. Then starts from 0 to 90, then 90 to 180, 180 to 270, and 270 to 60. Like that, the first two mode is been showing in blue color. Then exhausting to out from that shaft, it's showing in a red color. So that some of the energy going to produce by intake with and exhaust with the valve. Okay. See, this is a mode of control. The post-stroke engine is going to be work. So first is intake stroke. So intake stroke, when the air fuel mixtures is introduced to fill the combustion chamber, where the intake occurs when the piston moves from TDC and BDC, the torque direct current and the cast direct current, and when the movement of the piston towards BDC creates the low pressure of the cylinder. Meanwhile, the pressure forces the air fuel which is mixed to the open intake valve into the cylinder. It filled with the low pressure, and when cylinder continues filling slightly with the BDC, it mix with contains the flow, and it begins with the change in direction. Okay, when intake valve remains open in few degree of the crankshaft, the rotation of BDCs depend upon the engine design and the valve to be closed, and the air fuel mixture which is sealed inside with the cylinder. This is the intake stroke operation. If you go with the compression stroke, when it has been trapped with the air fuel mixture inside the cylinder, the combustion chamber is being sealed with the full charge, and the charge has been acting as a volume of the compress to be trapped inside, and it's ready for ignition to make the spark to produce some heat. And the compression of air vehicles allows no energy to be released, and the intake and exhaust valves to be closed ensures that the cylinder is being sealed to provide the compression, and where the compression is the process of reducing or squeezing a charge from large volume to a smaller volume in the combustion chamber, and the flywheel helps to maintain the movement of the necessary compress in the charge. Okay. This is all related to the explain of four-stroke engine. This one. Then if you go with the power stroke, the power stroke is the engine which hot expanding gases force the piston head away from cylinder head, and the piston force and the subsequent motions are transferred to the connecting of rod to apply the torque of the shaft, and the torque applied initially the crankshaft, the amount of vamp produced in determine the pressure of the piston and size of the piston is going to the engine, and during the power stroke both valves are closed. See, this is during the power stroke both valves closed is nothing but this one. See, now if you try to see, this valve is been closed and this valve is been closed. Okay, so like here it's been get open and this is been get closed during the first stroke, and uh, during the second from 180 to 270 degree rotation, then 272, then 0, like that. Both it's acting as the intake stroke, compression stroke, power stroke, and exhaust stroke. In exhaust, it occurs when the plenty of gases spent and expelled from the combustion chamber and release the atmosphere there. And the exhaust stroke is final stroke and occurs when exhaust valve is open and intake valve is closed. So the piston movements executes the gases to the atmosphere. Means the exhaust stroke is a final stroke here. That's far beyond with the power stroke, compression stroke, and intake stroke. See, this is the end stroke here, where uh, the exhaust valve is open and intake valve is closed. See, exhaust valve is open, intake valve is closed here. Okay, it's from the pressure where the exhaust gas is to be atmosphere. Okay,